bombs like Hiroshima.
Somebody said, look at LeakYou video. What the fuck is LeakYou? Is it like a site? What's LeakYou? LeakYou. Is it a YouTube channel? Oh, shit. Oh, all right, bet. Here we go.
Please hit the like. Thank you.
One, two, three, four.
Man, good morning, folks. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. Of course, depending on where you are across the world, where you may be tuning in from. I'm back. I'm back to talk about freak-offs, arson, drugs, kidnapping, IV fluids, and over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and sex lubricant that was confiscated when authorities raided the homes, plural, of Sean Diddy Combs. We're going to have another crazy news day today for one very simple reason. Diddy, no Diddy, Sean Combs, attorneys are making a fresh bid for bail in his sex trafficking, his conspiracy, his RICO case that we've all been sort of digesting over the past 2 days. Lawyers for Sean Diddy Combs asked a judge today to allow him to await his sex trafficking trial at his luxurious home on the island, Star Island, near Miami Beach, rather than be in a grim federal jail in Brooklyn known as MDC. Now, we read through the documents, the letters that had been given to the judge by not only the prosecution, but the defense. The defense made its motion, including a $50 million bail package, putting up his Star Island home, which is worth $48 million. It's been appraised at $48 million. And his mother's home, which is really weird. He doesn't give a damn about his mama, yet he's using mama to try to get out of jail. Because if he really cared about mama, he wouldn't be putting his mother's house up. It's just weird. He wouldn't even let her even propose something like that. But whatever, right? Whatever. He wants to use these mansions as collateral. In exchange for releasing him to home detention with GPS monitoring. A hearing on the request is scheduled for today, this afternoon. This appeal that will be taking place with Diddy's attorneys appealing yesterday's ruling that Diddy should be remanded until trial. The U.S. magistrate judge ordered him to be held without bail, period. Now, the charges contained in the indictment accuse Sean Combs, aka Diddy, of using his power and prestige for sex trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation for purposes of prostitution, drug offenses, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and even obstruction of justice. And we got a very good understanding of the inducement of female victims, including male sex workers, into these drugged up, elaborately produced sexual performances that have been dubbed the freak-offs. And when I tell you that the word freak-off was used so much yesterday, it is the word of the week, the word of the year, one that did not even exist in the dictionary, but it does now. Combs would arrange these elaborate performances, almost like setting a stage of performances, these drugged up performances, and that he would direct. He would masturbate during and often recorded these. Authorities, when they raided Diddy, they took possession of over 90 electronic devices, including laptops, phones, iPads, tablets, cloud storage accounts, which is really scary because most of the time, anything that you record on your iPad, I'm just going to use iOS, right? Apple's iOS. Anything you record, your iPhone or your iPad, it is automatically synced to your cloud storage. People love that concept because you can go from device to device and be able to sync back your exact settings, your exact programs, without having to move these programs or files from the old device to the new device. And people really love it for when times when a device breaks and maybe the screen breaks and you don't have the ability to get your files off of these devices, or it, is shattered into a billion pieces. At least you can go buy a new device, put your iCloud account in, and bam, you're going to automatically sync all of your files, folders, programs. And you need to really understand that when we're talking about the federal government being in possession of someone's storage accounts. Now, Apple has not been known for working with the FBI in giving them access to people's iCloud accounts. But there are ways. There are programmatic ways. You can use certain types of software that very smart people have programmed. But Apple didn't give it to them. Apple has been sued for denying the FBI's requests several times. And I think that people love Apple for that they stood up to the federal government and refused to cave in and provide requested data from its users that use its platform. But anyway, there are other ways to get this. And nobody is safe right now, including other celebrities that partied with Diddy during these infamous parties that he had. But these freak-offs that Sean Combs would arrange, that he would direct, that he masturbated to and recorded, these events would sometimes last days, multiple sets of days, and would require IVs to recover from, which is so shocking when you really think about it. You're so You've exerted yourself so much from sex. You have did more sex than exercising. And you're having to receive IVs, vitamin drips, right? Fluids. Not just Diddy receiving these IVs, Cassie and other victims. She spoke about this in her lawsuit. But listen, there are videos that are starting to make the rounds. I don't know if you all have heard of this, right? There are videos making the rounds of Diddy receiving a IV injection while sitting next to his mother. In a video that he did with his mother where he kissed her on the lips. Where he kissed her on the lips. He was receiving an IV drip in a video that has been made. It came back, it resurrected from the dead. The video resurrected from the dead. It resurfaced. And in the video, you can see Sean Combs on an IV drip with his mother, Janice Combs. And in the footage, you can hear him saying, quote, "Let me introduce you to my mom. She's getting a drip with me. She's hydrating." Y'all want to see it? Oh, I'll show it to you. I'll definitely show it to you. This again, this video is making the rounds again, baby. And let me expand it here. All right, let's expand it. Let me just make sure you all can see it.
Good.
Momento, please. One momento, please. All right, yeah, we gotta, let me take this down. Check this out, y'all.
Let me introduce you to my mom. Call Mom Dukes.
Hi.
She's getting a drip with me. She's hydrating. What's up?
Can we just pause for a moment? You see the IV line right there? You can see the IV line.
Mom?
Everything's good, baby. I'll be with you.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
My baby.
Mom, freshly dipped though. I was just trying to show you shoes.
He looks exerted, don't he? He looks exerted, don't he? Just think about this for a minute. He's obviously on a drip, on an IV, at home, just chilling with mom. Just chilling. And we know, we have a good idea why. There we go. You see the drip right here? The fluid up here? You can see the IV. Look. This is definitely an IV. He's sitting, chilling, enjoying some music, sitting there talking to his mom on an IV like it's nothing. Like it's no big thing. And then you think to yourself, how many days did he do an orgy for that he would have required a substance to be inserted in his brain? I mean, in his vein, to recover from this exertion, this physical exertion. My God. My God. Let me give a special shout out to the chat. What's up with it, Crystal? Doreen is blessed. It's so good to see you. Gloria, feel free to share your channel in the chat. Crafty Kids in the building. And we also have many others tuning in from Twitter and Facebook, although I cannot see you all in my current streaming console. But shout out to you all, and shout out to those of you on Twitch as well as Instagram. I don't say it often enough, but I do go live on Instagram every time I do a live. And my apologies, I don't see your comments in my StreamYard, but shout out to you. There's been a lot of very interesting people dipping through the Instagram lives, you know. I also seen that, well, I'm not going to mention who I seen, but some very well-known bloggers, you know, shout out to y'all who, you know, seem to be tuning in right now. But I think we're all interested in what everyone's making. I've been over there watching BJ Investigates all morning today. When I tell you, great content, good editing, and I guess she's going to be live for a whole 24 hours straight talking about, you know, this Diddy situation. But let's continue to watch Diddy and Mom here. Again, this video resurfaced that shows Diddy on a drip, and he clearly says Mom is, you know, doing a drip with him. She needs to get hydrated.
Yeah, my mom's gorgeous. Well, let me introduce you to my mom, called Mom Dukes.
Hi.
She's getting a drip with me. She's hydrated. What's up, Mom?
Everything's good, baby. I'll be with you.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
My baby.
I wonder how many dicks he's been sucking before he kissed her on the lips. I wonder how many, I'm sorry, but how many pussies he was eating, how many dicks he was sucking. What kind of, is that not weird? I've never kissed my mom on the lips. I damn sure I've never kissed my mom on the lips. I've never kissed my dad on the lips. Only person I've ever kissed on the lips was somebody I was getting down with. I don't even kiss my kids on the lips. It's weird. It's so weird. That's some weird shit to me. And he's grown as fuck. She's older than him. What's up with that? What kind of background did this man grow up with where he has become beyond sexual devious? Like, we are not, like, sexual deviant doesn't even describe Sean Combs. He is diabolical, evil, just straight up Satan reincarnated. I heard somebody talk just last night. I was watching a live stream last night. I'm blocked in the brother's live. I don't know why. I asked him, you know, what I get blocked for, but I'm going to tell you something that the individual mentioned that really resonated with me. Don't get in the way of God's wrath. Why are people, you know, you see, and it came under the precipice of, you know, people that, you know, someone that had just got out of jail who recently took a photo with Diddy. He had been in jail for years. And as well as some comments that Slim Thug said from Texas, from Houston, Slim Thug, which I never agreed with those comments, right? And they are, you know, there's people rewatching some of that commentary that Slim Thug had to say on Diddy and just are not happy with him regarding those comments. Very irresponsible comments. It just is true. But very clearly said, don't get in the way of God's wrath, or even maybe his God, who it seems to be Satan. Maybe it's Satan's wrath. Listen, Diddy had gotten so high. His throne, he was so high up on that throne. Imagine, he eats duck, quail, caviar, the most expensive champagnes. This is a guy that is sleeping on the best linens. okay? The best of the best of the best. Has connections everywhere across the world. And last night, he spent the night in MDC in Brooklyn. Imagine going from silk sheets to a half an inch thick cot. Now, make no mistake, if Diddy is placed in protective custody, that also could be very dangerous for him. Because, you know, Epstein was put in protective custody and somehow he died. He couldn't deal with the fact that him as a billionaire went from eating caviar and duck and all of these exquisite foods to eating, you know, fake crab meat and hot dogs and Vienna sausages for dinner and ramen noodles and shit. Oh, Sean Diddy Combs is going to have to learn how to make some ramen noodles, okay? And I tell you, these men go hungry in these prisons. Oh yeah, he's going to have to learn how to make some ramen. He's going to have to learn some of the prison ways of making food. I think right now, what's his name? The guy that always shows up. Is it Bussin' or Disgusting, right? That guy. That guy. Oh, I hope Diddy watched some of his videos and learned a little something. He's going to be putting hot Cheetos in a bag with hot water, shaking it up so he can make his ramen spicy. Facts, Crafty Kid. Facts. He sold his life. He sold his soul to the devil and he became so powerful. But you know he's got to be feeling like his God threw him to the wolves, right? Someone who has gotten away for years, for decades, absolutely abusing people to his satisfaction. I would not be surprised if there are people that are dead because of this man. We already suspect him when it comes to Pac. What's up with it, Reverend? Yes, ramen noodles. He's going to be making cheap cheese. He's going to be on some of that American cheese. He's going to learn how to make, you know, ice cream using creamer, coffee creamer. He's going to have a locker full of pork, beef, shrimp, all that type of stuff, but it's all going to be ramen. He's done eating exquisite pieces of pork and exquisite pieces of duck. When I read that he has an actual habit of eating like cheese plates and exquisite meats and caviars and duck, I ain't never tried duck. I ain't in poverty either, but I can honestly say I've never had duck. I don't think I could eat duck. They're too cute. You know, I can't eat no duck. No, I can't do that. For months, Diddy knew that this indictment could potentially come down. For months. Again, they took his passport back in April. But my God, the decisions that this man made. He had so much sex that he had to get an IV drip. Can we just go watch this resurfaced video again? My God.
Yeah, my mom's is gorgeous. Let me.
Look, let's pause it, y'all. You know I'm attention to detail. I love it when people wear glasses like that. I want to see everything you got on the table in front of you. I can absolutely zoom on in, right? I can zoom on in very easily and look in your sunglasses and see the things that you have in front of you. I mean, the way he's kissing his mama on the mouth like that, This is the same woman. He's trying to put her home up for his bond. His own mama. Now his home is worth $48 million. That's what it was appraised for. Maybe it's not really worth that, but that's the appraisal that he got. Why be concerned with your mama's little $2 million house? Why are you gonna throw that woman? I mean, come on. Why would you even offer it up? He's heartless. He's heartless. He's selfish. He's self-centered. All he cares about is him. How can I, get the satisfaction that I need? Good to know, Raven. Listen, I can't eat duck. I'll eat chicken. I'll eat turkey. But I'm staying away from the duck. No, I'm good on that. I'd rather eat Oriental ramen noodles than duck. But hey, that's just me. Ramen's not exactly good for you. I mean, he's going to have high cholesterol and MSG and all that type of stuff, But think about it. Is sleeping on silk sheets that probably are changed daily by the maids in the house. To living in a cell, potentially in PC, protective custody. I absolutely agree with what that man said last night. Nobody should be trying to get in the way of the wrath that has come for Sean Combs. Nobody should feel sorry for this man. Why would you all feel sorry for this man? Do you think he gives a fuck about you? He don't know you. And if he did get to know you, we all know what he would make you do. He's going to make you succumb to his every wants, needs, and desires. He's going to disrespect you, use you for a sex thing. I mean, my God, think about the lawsuit that Rod filed against him that is still ongoing right now. He said that he was grooming him, trying to pass him off and traffic him to Cuba Gooding Jr. on a private yacht. This dude is all the stories we've heard. Man, all those people and all those stories. There's always some truth to gossip, y'all. Always. Not always 100% the truth, but there's always some truth to gossip.
Yeah, my mom's gorgeous. Let me introduce you to my mom, called Mom Dukes.
Hi.
She's getting a drip with me. She's hydrating. What's up, Mom?
Everything's good, baby. I'll be with you.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
My baby.
Mom, freshly dipped though. I was just trying to show your shoes.
He looks tired out.
My mom's is single. Mom's is single. I ain't gonna hate on my mom's. She's single. Me and my mom talked about one time doing a dating show with her. And she's so picky. She's so picky, they don't stand. But yeah, that'd be the funniest show in the world.
It will be. Especially with me.
I don't even want to get started if she was doing that. We're not doing that. Cause yeah, my mom's single. Yeah, for real. Mom do know how to have a good time. She ain't sitting in the house playing. They outside moving and shaking, baby. She come with me to strip club. I don't care.
What? My mama comes to the strip club? Man. You think I'm about to walk up in a strip club with my mama? Hell to the hell no. Doesn't he? He does, crafty kid. He's got a habit of parading his victims. Look at Justin Bieber, and shame on Usher for taking Justin there in the first place. He said he wouldn't even take his own kids. He sure did on the Howard Stern show. He sure did. Yeah. It's his own fault. It's his own fault. Salute, Third Eye. Good to see you. But why? What? You would take your mama to the strip club? I'd rather take my mama, to Bali or something. I'd rather take her to Tokyo for a week, or take her to, St. Martin for a week than go to a fucking strip club. It's so weird.
Real. It's my dog. I want to live life. Be out here moving and grooving. So my mom told me, she just said, keep moving, baby.
That's right.
Keep moving.
Don't stop.
She could touch the floor with her palms. Flat. Oh! Take pew, pew, pew.
Gross. She could touch the floor with the palms of her hands. Does anybody else wonder if maybe something, So again, that woman, Janice, has agreed to put her home up in the hopes that Diddy will get bail. Again, these freak-offs would last days, require IVs to recover from all the drug use and all the physical exertion. The indictment alleged that he coerced and abused women for years while using blackmail, including the videos that he shot. His shocking acts of violence, everything, anything, to keep his victims in line. He coordinated and facilitated these acts from these top down, using a network of associates and employees. It absolutely fits the RICO statute. Now, his attorney, Mark Agnifilo, has submitted a letter to Judge Andrew Carter. This is a different judge than Judge Tarvosky from yesterday. He submitted a letter to Judge Andrew Carter seeking his release. Now, Sean Combs is 54 years old. Diddy is 54. He managed to do all of this partying and these disgusting things in the prime of his life. And now he's all old, used up, probably has gray hair, but he probably uses dye to cover it, that sort of a thing. But if he gets 10 years, the minimum is 15. Let's start with 15 years. He would be 70 before he would ever leave the penitentiary, if he gets the minimum. If he gets life, he's going to be there till he dies. But my God, 15 years is a death sentence to Sean Combs at the age of 54. Maybe if he was 24 getting a 15-year sentence, or even 34, it would be a lot better than being in his mid-50s facing the biggest, and I do mean the biggest, most challenging obstacle that he's ever faced. Now, the attorney is seeking his release on conditions including home detention with GPS monitoring, along with a restriction on all visitors to his residences, except for family, property caretakers, and friends who are not considered to be co-conspirators. And even specifically states that he won't have any women around. I don't think anyone's worried about just women. I think you would, and I'm talking to Diddy here, I think, having sex with men, you just as much enjoy that as you do with the women. He's fluid, folks. He's fluid. Now, his house on the luxurious Star Island, which is a man-made piece of land in the Biscayne Bay, reachable only by boat, is among the most expensive places to live in the United States. His request echoes that of a long line of wealthy defendants who have offered to pay multi-million-dollar bails in exchange for home detention in luxurious surroundings. His attorney says, quote, Sean Combs has never evaded, avoided, eluded, or run from a challenge in his life. He will not start now. Now, he is expected in court this afternoon. He is expected to re-enter his not guilty plea in his initial appearance before Judge Carter. Now, so far, prosecutors have successfully argued that he is a danger to the community, a flight risk, and should remain incarcerated until trial. Did you all hear about the underground tunnels under his home? Why would this man have underground tunnels? A lot of stuff that came out, the revelations that came out from the indictment yesterday when it was unsealed, most of it outlined what had been described in a November lawsuit of 2023, just last year, that was filed by his former longtime girlfriend and protege, R&B singer Cassie, whose legal name is Cassandra Ventura. He settled that suit within 24 hours. But the allegations, my God, the allegations. It described beatings, sexual assaults, silencing tactics, and freak-offs were echoed throughout the criminal indictment. Although it did not use her name or the names of any other women, it is highly suspected that Cassie Ventura was victim one in that indictment. Now, what's the strategy of Sean Combs' lawyer? In his letter, he clearly referred to her as a cheater. Okay, he tried to refer to her as a cheater, just tried to deface her character. Not a good look, not a good idea. I think that alone, a judge would have looked at that and said, man, is this the type of shit his attorney's on? Well, I don't think him being out is a good idea. You know, the claim that the so-called consensual relationship faltered amid the infidelity. Man, please. Please. He was forcing that girl to have sex with male escorts. Okay? We seen the video. I'm telling you, when that video dropped, it turned Diddy on his head. That was a shocking display of violence on his part. And it absolutely showed another side of him. And it poisoned many people against him, including longtime supporters. And even caused some people who had made statements, who tried to, you know, act as if hip hop needed to save this fucking freak, this rich bastard, had them doubling back on their words and their comments. When Agnifilo mentioned freak-offs, he contended, this is Sean Combs' lawyer, he contended that these freak-offs were an expansion of the relationship and not coercive. He even went on to say, is it sex trafficking? Not if everybody wants to be there. This is what his lawyer said, okay? His lawyer. Prosecutors, however, have portrayed this as a much larger scope. They said in court papers that they had interviewed more than 50 victims and witnesses, and they expect that number to grow. And like many other aging hip-hop figures, including many of those that he's beefed with in the bi-coastal rap feuds back in the 90s alongside the notorious B.I.G., The Bad Boy Records founder, Sean Combs, had established a gentler, more worldly public image. But then that video dropped. He had an annual white party in the Hamptons, which was a must-have invitation for the jet-setting elite who have partied with him. But prosecutors said that he used those same companies, those same people, and those same methods that he used to build his business, his cultural power to facilitate his crimes as well. And they said they're going to prove it with financial records, travel records, billing records, and worst of all, electronic data and communications and videos of the freak-offs to prove their case. The prosecutors had to admit that they have videos of these freak-offs, people. Let's not forget Little Rod's civil lawsuit. He said he had hundreds of hours of video footage. Why? Because Diddy insisted that everything be recorded, because he's a self-centered narcissist. Now, he was arrested late Monday in a Manhattan hotel, roughly about 6 months after federal authorities had raided his luxurious homes, and they did find drugs in his hotel room. Matter of fact, a pink powder, which got people's ears ringing, with the whole Young Miami procuring pink cocaine. They seized narcotics. All right? Videos of the freak-offs. More than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and sex lubricant were confiscated from his homes. They also seized firearms, ammunition, including 3 AR-15s whose serial numbers had been defaced. The indictment even portrayed Diddy as being so violent that he would cause injuries to people that often took days or weeks to heal, and that his employees and associates witnessed his violence, and that he would keep victims from leaving or tracking down those who tried. Again, a conviction on every charge in that indictment would require a mandatory 15 years in prison with the possibility of a life sentence. And there is a string of additional lawsuits, y'all. Shout out to the LeakYou community. Please join us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Music.
Please hit the like. Thank you.
All right, you all. I'm going to go ahead and head on out. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming through. Make sure you subscribe to the platform so that you can catch me on the next one, folks. We will be back. I'll be back, and we will revisit this story again later on today when we will get the ruling on whether or not the appeal to the bail hearing is successful or not. Personally, I don't think he's going to be successful. I don't think his lawyers are going to be successful in getting him out of jail. I fully expect that Sean Diddy Combs will be remanded in MDC until his trial. Until next time, everyone.
The judgment sentence that you are an asshole. The trial is over. Thank you, everybody.
Let's play a game. You have 10 seconds to take all your stuff and get out of my life. 10, 9, 8.
God bless you, motherfucker.
You're really smart. Like really, really, really smart like I am.